Now, your forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday. We're dealing with a lot of the clouds and still maybe some fog out there, too. But nothing falling from the sky. Should stay dry this morning and this afternoon as we start to see more of the sunshine in place. Staying mild, too, for this time of the year with temperatures in the mid and upper 30s. Even some numbers right close to the freezing point, but sitting just above. 41 by the time we head into the late morning. Then here comes those numbers closer to 50 with the sunshine expected by this afternoon. More of the 50s ahead for tomorrow with rain chances. We'll talk about those chances and the better ones to come late into the week coming up. WCIA 3 News starts now.
You're watching your local news leader. This is The Morning Show on X49.
Something was going on in our county. It just wasn't clear what.
Until yesterday, when the Piatt County Board Chair was arrested. Good morning. I'm Aaron Eads.
And I'm Christy Batista. Ray Spencer is charged with forgery and official misconduct.
The Moultrie County State's Attorney was appointed special prosecutor in the case and says the county board members knew about the crimes and did nothing about it. But that's not what one of them told us. This is part of a continuing Target 3 investigation. WCIA 3's Emily Braun has the story.
A grand jury indicted Piatt County Board Chairman Ray Spencer, charging him with 4 felony counts, 2 for official misconduct, 2 for forgery, leaving some people in Piatt County, like Sheila Maloney, speechless.
I was actually shocked, as I think most people were.
And why was that?
Well, although we've known that there have been problems with transparency and accountability with our county board, I was surprised at the actual allegations.
All of the charges revolve around Spencer tampering with an email and legal advice from the Piatt County State's Attorney Dana Rhodes, also trying to hire outside legal counsel, which was illegal, unsuccessful, and cost the county almost $10,000. The Moultrie County State's Attorney Tracy Weaver was appointed to prosecute this case. Weaver says the county board members knew what was going on and did nothing about it. But some may have known more than others. I talked to Shannon Carroll, who says he only found out about the allegations when the grand jury indicted Spencer. But he knew something was going on after the budget vote and tax levy vote meetings were scheduled 2 hours apart, not together.
We were all at the meeting that was a budget meeting and knew that the state's attorney had said that the timing of the meetings was not at her advice.
He says the tension between the board chairman and the state's attorney was thick.
A lot of back and forth during our budget times, yes.
And that tension created a lapse in transparency and left the relatively new board member feeling disappointed. Maloney says, based on what she knew, the charges make sense, but don't cover everything.
Some of the pieces are there. There are still a lot of questions I'd like to see answered.
She thinks it's possible this indictment and these charges are just the tip of the iceberg.
Looking at a Roofing Algonquin weather camera network across central Illinois, you might notice a bit of a reflection off some of the streets and the roads. That's because there is moisture in the air, some fog in place. Not going to be too dense or thick for a lot of us. There are going to be some patchy areas that might be a bit more dense than others, but I think many of us should be fine. Looking in Gibson City right now, you can see a little bit of that haze that is in the air. That's because of that thin fog. But once we get later into the morning and throughout the afternoon, fog will start to burn off. Then we'll start to see the clouds that are currently in place start to head out of here too, and we'll get a little sunshine before we end off the day. Still pretty active as you go farther south. Also active across parts of the northern Great Lakes with more of that snow and then more of that action off to the west over the Rockies right now, with eventually more of that type of weather heading our way. But maybe tomorrow, slight chance of showers, but even then it's not looking to be too widespread or too impressive. 31 in Effingham, one of the only spots that's actually below the freezing point this morning. See another one over in Des Moines at 30. 34 in Chicago, South Bend at 34, 35 currently in Springfield. Some fog around this morning. Shouldn't be much of an issue. We'll see the skies gradually clear. Temperatures getting back into the 50s during that time too this afternoon, and more of the 50s to come, but with range chances heading into our day on Wednesday. We're going to talk about those chances, but also the better chances awaiting us heading late into the week coming up later. Aaron, Christy?
Thanks, Adam. Champaign-Urbana leaders hope a more direct approach slows down gun violence. Through
the Walk as One program, members of the Community Coalition are going to specific neighborhoods to host forums for people living there. The coalition took a close look at where the violence is happening. The neighborhoods they're going to were identified as having several shootings. These forums started in October and happen once a month through May. During these talks, leaders work with neighbors to come up with what needs to happen to make them and their area feel safer.
A man in Danville accused of breaking into the home of an elderly man pleaded guilty. Marcus Edwards broke into the apartment of a 96-year-old, threatened him with a baseball bat, and forced him to get his wallet. He took money and ran away, but cut himself, leaving a trail of blood for police to follow. He could spend up to 30 years in prison.
A woman in Champaign County was sentenced for aggravated battery. Michelle Reed of Tolono shook and threw then 6-month-old Leyland Duncan while she was babysitting him in 2017. He suffered brain damage and other injuries. Reed was sentenced to 3.5 years in prison.
We have an update on a deadly fire in Springfield. The death of a woman found inside is being investigated as a murder. It happened on South State near Cook Street Saturday. Abby Niesler died, but the coroner says someone killed her before the fire started. Police are now investigating.
An apartment fire on Friday displaced more than a dozen people. It happened at the complex on Garden Drive off Bowman Avenue in Danville. It started as a kitchen fire and spread through the wall. Crews spent 5 hours there and were called back Sunday night when it rekindled.
A business in Hoopeston is trying to regroup after a large fire there Sunday night. First responders were sent after 8 o'clock for a fire at McCord Trucking. The fire was electrical and started in the dash of one of the trucks. 2 other cars in the garage were destroyed, but they say the actual structure should be sound enough to use again. No one was hurt.
The state's Department of Ag director has stepped down amidst an investigation into a possible rape cover-up. Governor Pritzker called on former state Senator John Sullivan to resign. This comes after a state worker sent an email in 2012 that alluded to a rape in Champaign. Sullivan is not a suspect, but the governor says Sullivan knew about it and did not report it.
Police in Danville are looking for speeders on one stretch of road. Officers are targeting Denmark Road by the Dallas-Bowman Bridge. That's right off of Logan Avenue. Police added more patrols and noticed drivers regularly going 20 miles an hour above the speed limit. They've handed out 15 speeding tickets there in the past few weeks, but they say their end goal is safety.
Probably talk to some people who've been involved with accidents or families or friends that have been involved in accidents because of speeds, from minor injuries all the way up to possibly costing lives. So that's why we take it serious.
Police say they regularly get complaints about speeders, but they do their best to enforce the speed limit in response to those calls.
College police departments are looking at how the new marijuana laws are affecting what they do. The chief of police at Parkland College went over the do's and don'ts of pot with us. In addition to reminding people the campus is drug-free and that you have to be 21 or older to buy it, he says the campus is also smoke-free. It's important students and visitors remember smoking anything of any kind is breaking the law.
We want to have that communication to a level that's effective, that people know that it's a non-smoking campus, right, and they choose not to break the law. The last thing we want to do is really, write somebody a monetary citation. We will if we have to, right, but we're not seeking to do that.
To see our entire interview with the chief regarding marijuana and college campuses, head to WCIA.com. Well, new businesses are preparing to open up along Curtis Road this year.
And now the village of Savoy is making a push to make the busy road safer. WCIA 3's Jen Lask is live in Savoy right now. So, Jen, what do city leaders want to do?
Well, they want to make this railroad crossing safer, and they plan to do so through federal funding, and they hope the third time is the charm. Now, they're focusing on the railroad crossing at Curtis Road, just east of Highway 45. They want to set up an underpass at the crossing and add bike lanes and better crosswalks to Curtis. Officials say that will make it safer for both drivers and pedestrians. Curtis Road has become the main access point for Savoy after the Curtis Road interchange at I-57 opened in 2008. And with more businesses opening up around Carl at the Fields as well, Village President Joan Dykstra calls this project a top priority.
That is a very important component to the village of Savoy. Life safety inures ambulance and fire trucks and pedestrians and cars. It's a really big deal for the village of Savoy.
If approved, the project would get funding from local, state, and federal grants. Savoy is looking for nearly $20 million through federal funding, which would cover nearly half of the project. And it needs $39 million total, roughly, and it has secured just about half of that. So they are planning to apply this spring. Live in Savoy, Jen Lask, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Decatur's airport is adding a flight to Chicago. SkyWest Airlines will fly to and from O'Hare starting in March. The 50-passenger jet will fly out of Decatur and Chicago at least once a day, sometimes twice. We have a flight schedule on WCIA.com.
It's costing you less to fill up, well, at least in the past week it has. Prices for a gallon dropped more than a dime in Champaign. A gallon is averaging $2.44. That's also more than a dime less than it was a month ago, but it's 58 cents higher than this time last year. Across the country, a gallon of gas is averaging $2.57.
And if you are going anywhere, especially this weekend, crank the heat all the way up.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to start to cool down this week and, well, later this week and heading into next week for sure. The thing about it is it's going to come along with possibly some snow and some wintry weather. So if you're traveling, yeah, turn on the heat, but also just be very careful. Current visibilities for us. We have a little fog out there, and as far as travel is concerned, I wouldn't say this fog is going to impact it too much. But if you're closer to I-70, that's where we have some of the denser areas that are currently in place. We're going to have your forecast coming up for today after this.